Greetings and welcome back to the Rose Bush. My name is Rose. If you are new here, welcome to my bush. I'm so grateful you chose to join me today on my Ren hole. Yes, that is what I'm calling it. This is the continuation of my reactions to Ren. And if you don't know who Ren is, I'll have his details in the caption, description, whatever that thing is called, down below. And today I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with Sick Boy. Is what I believe we are watching next. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering who this person is, this is my dad, Steve. Steve! This is Steve. And this is why we're reacting to Ren, because this is what he wants me to do. So this is what we're doing. So if you like the content, please subscribe. Welcome to the bush. Hope you stick around.
The bush.
Let's go ahead and get into this.
Hi Ren, thank you for coming in today.
Thanks for seeing me.
Looking at your file here, it seems there's a very apparent interplay with your emotional state and your physical body. Have you ever heard of the trauma response?
I don't think so.
Basically, our bodies can get stuck in a negative feedback loop. Our subconscious can repeat patterns from the past, which can have a pretty drastic downstream effect on our biology. Essentially, your mind is making you sick.
Alrighty, gotta pause. This is incredible because I've experienced a trauma response.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens kind of at the beginning of the year or tail end of the year, holiday time into the new year, because it's kind of like at the beginning of the year in 2020 was when I had like my mental breakdown that I consider, and it all started with a friend of mine who suffered infant loss, and that's kind of like where it started for me, because his tragic passing just took me for a loop. I'm not sure why. Even now, 4 years later, I don't know why. But this past year in January, I was just having heart palpitations. I didn't understand what was going on. Now you done made her upset, Dad.
Sorry.
Done made her mad. There she goes. Okay, and I was having kind of like panic attacks in a way. Not really with my heart. And I was just anxious, and I realized the time of year it was, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm having a trauma response. My body is remembering what happened. And yeah, it's very true. And I'm already into this. The beat is fire.
Cool.
Sick boy, bitten by a tick boy, looking for that fix boy, anabolic steroids, stem cell, poster boy, pass out, white noise, quick fix, snake oil, I'm about to break boy. Oh, what a shame, he's in pain, have another go, take another pill, here, take a couple more, let's see how you're doing in another week or so, you'll be feeling worse when the side effects will show, derealization, medical patient, losing patience with the process, walking hand in hand with Satan, complications with the medication, inflammation, dehydration, inhalation, aggravation, building up a toleration, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, soccer, drown, I've been feeling like I'm drowning with my feet upon the ground, I've been screaming, I've been shouting, but I never make a sound, I've been looking for a way out, but I always seem to drown.
Is this all making sense, Ren?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. What I propose we do is we try to pinpoint the exact experiences from the past that are keeping you stuck. What can you tell me about your childhood?
I can't really think.
It's okay if nothing comes up right away. What I'd like you to do is take some deep breaths with me. In and out. In and out. Good. Now tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
I feel like it's not me, it's the world that's sick. We're given everything we need and we commoditize it. We consume, we destroy like we're parasitic. Science tells us that it's suicide and still we commit. I'm not sick, we are standing on a cliff in the name of progress. We jump off the precipice. I'm not sick, I'm the virus, you're the virus, hypocrite. How can you sit there with that smile on and tell me that I'm sick? Sick boy, looking for a fix boy. Push it down in public, quick pose for the pick boy. Record label meetings that commodify your gift boy. Why you so upset? Don't you wanna be a rich boy? Fuck no, industry is cutthroat. I've been doing bits by myself, swimming backstroke, walking on a tightrope, rapping with a slit throat. The way that we persist is like the ending of a bad joke. As the people evolve, we're complacent to assailants and we do what we're told. Counterintelligence, a sight to behold. Rape the earth of all resources and we bleed it for gold. And we bleed it for wealth, we bleed it for fame. when you bleed it, can you tell me what the fuck will remain? And I bleed in myself, I bleed in my brain.
That's a good one, right?
Wow. That's intense. Okay, so you've briefly told me a little bit about his story. Can you just talk a little bit more because you know about it? You talk about how he thought he had Lyme disease, but nobody was listening to him.
No. He actually was misdiagnosed. He didn't know what was wrong.
Oh.
He was diagnosed with chronic fatigue and all kinds, and this other one that I can't. It's escaping me right now. The name of it. A bunch of autoimmune diseases, and then he was, obviously he was told, it was all psychological at one point.
Yeah, it's all in your head. You're making it up.
So he was on all kinds of medication. But in the interview, he talked about how he's heard of some medication that would have taken care of some of his symptoms. So somehow, basically, he went to a doctor and faked having an illness. So he got prescribed that antibiotic.
Yeah. And
it helped his symptoms. He started to get better, but then after, that medication, he wasn't taking that medication, his symptoms came back. And then he, was doing everything he could to try to figure it out because it was going on for years.
Yeah.
And he went to a doctor in another country, I forget where, and that doctor did the first test. He described what he had. He said, "You have Lyme disease." And they did the blood test, and he had Lyme disease. So he was undiagnosed for many years. I think it was like 7 years. So, and so a lot of this created some of the stuff that, granted, obviously, I think it had some effect on the music that he wrote.
Of course.
And a lot of it he wrote, he does have a ton of music. If you go and check him out, if you go check out his channel on YouTube or Spotify or whatever, his music, he has a ton of different music that, because he actually started working on an album back before he got sick with that record label, but he actually has all the rights to that music, and it's on his channel that you can check out some of his old music. It's really good.
Awesome, excellent. Well, we're gonna continue our Ren hole, and lost my train of thought.
That's okay.
On that one.
But check it out.
But yeah,
make sure you like and subscribe to Ren.
We're gonna continue on our Ren hole, and I'm very grateful that you joined us today to watch our reactions to Sick Boy. I liked that song, and I'm definitely gonna be following on Spotify for sure. So thanks so much for joining us today. Really appreciate you joining me today on the Rosebush. And let's go ahead and get into another one. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.